My lovers, welcome to my channel. My name is Made for Love, and welcome to healing messages from the ancestors. Okay, I meant to bring this earlier, but I want to be in extremely high vibe because I want to retrieve a vision from the akashic for you guys. So I went and got a good exercise, good workout. So let me tell you what I saw this time. Okay, so what they gave me is, okay, so there's a woman. She is riding through the darkness like the dead of night. She's on a horse, so you know this is some kind of period piece, right? She's on a horse. She's going through, and she is meeting up with some guys in the woods, and they're hatching a plan. Don't know what that plan is. So the next day we see the same woman. She is riding, this time, of course, in the daytime. She's gone back by the same woods under the same tree, and she is waiting. Apparently she's waiting for her lover because he comes, and when he comes and they sit down to have a little picnic, these men that she was plotting with the night before ambushes this guy. So as I said before, the last time I did this kind of reading, so this vision is specific to someone. But what we're going to extract from this vision is the themes. And the big theme here, of course, is betrayal. Okay? It is betrayal. I don't know if that man was her lover, her husband, whatever it is, but it's definitely a betrayal of the heart. It could have even been a third party situation. So I think these are some of the themes that you guys are battling with, or rather looking to transmute. Or it could be karma. It could be karma. From that particular life that you're transmuting. So maybe you've had a lot of betrayals in relationships. Maybe you've always been involved in third parties or something like that. And maybe you've been betrayed the same way, but it's all about the balancing of the scales. So we're going to keep that vision in mind whilst we go through these messages, because they showed us that for a particular reason. So whatever other themes you want to extract from that vision, okay, people being conniving, underhand, or being like snakes, deceptive, whatever other themes you extract from it, you can always make a comment down below, because it will always add to the other people watching this. But so far, we're looking at possible third-party situations, plotting against another person, so that kind of conspiracy, deception, that kind of thing, and betrayal. Cool, so let's keep those in mind. All right, so what we're going to ask now, I'm going to go into the format of the reading that I had before I got this vision. So we're going to see how it ties in somehow. All right, so we're going to look at what is the most negative family trait on your father's side of the family. So we're going to go into this deck. You know what? Let me pull out two. So this is going to be a mother's side here, and this is going to be your father's side, whether you knew them or not. Okay, you know their family. You know what's up. Right? So what is the most negative trait? Let's do your mom first. What's the most negative trait that exists or has been passed down to you, or you can see, or that is toxic on your mother's side of the family? So we have death. That's an interesting card. That is an interesting card. All right. So it's a negative trait. Now, in the tarot, of course, we don't interpret death as something negative. But here it's supposed to be a negative trait. So it could be people are dark, people are toxic. I'm going to see what this is all about. I might pull a couple cards underneath it. Maybe there are things that they're destructive. They're destructive. I'm not answering that. Oh, fuck that. All right. What's the most negative trait? Or maybe people are cut down in their prime on that side of the family. Or maybe there were tragic circumstances. I don't know. I'm gonna have to go into the tarot to see what that is all about. But I see someone standing here at the top of the building. They're on top of the world, but the building that they're on top of is quite dark. So it could be maybe selling out their soul for power, or there's something like that that's going on here. There's something like that. We're going to find out. And what's the most negative trait that exists on your father's side of the family? And we have independence. So that bid for freedom, so much so. And independence can be negative too. This is when you don't know how to collaborate with others, and it takes collaboration, to work on a relationship, to work in to get along at work and all of that. Independence is good, but it can be negative as well. So this is someone freedom loving, but in a negative sense, where they can't work with people at all. They don't feel like they need to be accountable to anyone else. It's just all about their freedom alone. Okay. Anyway, so let's deconstruct these cards, especially this one from your mother's side with death. I'm not understanding that one. So let's see what this is about. All right. So it came out. This is 10 of Pentacles in reverse. All right. So it could be the death of the relationship. So maybe on your mother's side, there might be a lot of toxic or broken relationships. It could be a lot of divorces, toxic family members. And that's what I'm getting with this darkness. It's like there's always this power struggle, right? And there's always this destruction. People are tearing things down. People are tearing people down. But there's no transformation. It's just death for death's sake. There's no transformation. Everybody's tearing everybody down, tearing structures down, but there's no transformative process. So I'm getting a very dysfunctional and vicious family. People crawl on top of each other, maybe crabs in a barrel kind of thing. It's power at all costs. What do we have here? 7 of Swords. I told you, sneaky shit. And remember the dream? People plotting against each other. So it's sneaky behavior. It's deceptive behavior. And look at the bloody tree, right? Look at the person underneath the tree plotting with the band of people there, right? So that's what the vision was all about. So a lot of deception, sneaky behavior, passive-aggressive behavior. People just tearing each other down, but there's no transformation. So it's the negative aspect of death. It's just destruction. And Spirit is saying this is meant to come into balance. And it's so weird that this card, death, is number 14 in this deck, and here's Temperance, number 14. So Spirit is saying this kind of behavior needs to come into balance, and you are the one. You are the one that's been chosen. Okay? So your family on your mother's side, they need transformation. There's a sneaky behavior, this dysfunctional, toxic family that's happening here. They need to be brought back into balance. So it's like a power struggle at all costs. People plotting against each other. They're not working together. And really some really dark and toxic behaviors. Now on your father's side of the family, apparently they're independent, they're fun-loving, they're standing in their power. We have card number 26 here. 26 reduced to 8, which is all about strength card. And strength is beautiful. And so is independence. It's very beautiful. But when you're so independent, where you cannot collaborate with somebody else, then it's going to pose problems for your relationships. So you're freedom loving, right? So you don't feel like you have to call anybody and tell anybody you're going anywhere, or you can just walk out to the house and not tell your partner where you're going, or you make decisions and you don't take your partner into consideration. These are the ways that we may assert our independence, or we may even ghost people. Or we may even not open up our heart to people because we don't want to be connected to someone in that sort of way. Okay, so that's a very toxic behavior time, because at the end of the day, no man is an island. There must be collaboration at some point in time. Anyway, let's get further messages. Now, I also want to let you know, it doesn't have to be mother and father. It could be the feminine side of the family and the masculine side of the family, not necessarily male and female bodies. You just take it how it resonates, okay? Maybe your father could have been maybe the more feminine energy. My father was a more feminine energy, okay? Could definitely be that. My mother was definitely the more masculine energy. And she's Leo, so this card's speaking to her right now, right? That's speaking to her right now. So let's see what this independence is all about. So what we have here, the Emperor in reverse. This is control at all costs. Have to be on top of things at all costs. Have to dominate people. So it's all about asserting yourself, but it's the aggression to assertiveness. Okay? So assertiveness would be the more positive quality, and aggression. It's just for aggression's sake. Because there are times when you need to be aggressive, okay? But aggression just for aggression's sake. This is what this Emperor in reverse is all about. It's about dominance, and dominance comes from a place of fear. An independent conspiracy, okay, where you're so freedom loving that you can't merge or collaborate with someone else. This is also from a place of fear because you don't trust. It's basically a trust issue going on here. Right? And Spirit is saying this is karmic. Right? So this is something that's coming from past life. So you've been betrayed, you don't trust people, and it goes right back to the vision, right? So it could be that maybe you were the person that was betrayed. In that vision that we saw, you could have been a different gender, whatever it is. You have to take it as it resonates. Okay? So you could have been the person that's betrayed, and now you don't trust nobody, you don't trust shit. Maybe you don't even trust your spirit guides. True story. But anyway, right? And maybe you pump all your energy, your time and attention into the material world. Look, we have this Queen of Pentacles in reverse, and she's all about the material world because this is where she has control. She can trust this. Her efforts, when she put a particular effort, she's going to get a particular result. Right? But people, they're a little more fickle, they're a little more dynamic, and they have free will, right? So you can't trust them. So that's what's going on from the masculine side of your family. Whether it's your mother's side, whatever. You'll take it as it resonates, right? The energies can be flipped. So that's what's going on, and that's what you guys are meant to transmute. So let us see, what gifts have you brought forward to help you with this task? Because your ancestors, source energy, whatever you resonate with, they're not going to send you on a mission without any tools, without the know-how. So let's see what they've given you to help you with this task. So for the feminine side of the family, might have all these conniving people trying to cut people down. What have you been given that's going to help? All right, we have commitment, and it's a healing card, right? So you're definitely meant to heal this negative pattern in your family, and it's about commitment. And you see there's a family here, right? So your steadfastness, your commitment, your loyalty to your family is going to change the way that they perceive each other and the way they perceive different members of the family. You're going to model to them what real families do. And real families are loyal. There's a spirit of togetherness about it. They don't have to cut each other down. They're committed to the well-being of individual members as well as the family as a whole. And this is what you are modeling to this family here. Now you're also, it looks like, meant to be, because we have card number 51, and 51 reduces 6. So that's about love. You're meant to be in some kind of loving, committed relationship that's also going to model a different pattern for your family. So if there's a lot of, especially divorces in your family, or breakups or dysfunctional relationships, something about the relationship that you are eventually going to get into, or you are in now, is going to shine a light of unconditional love and commitment for them to model. Okay, I'm going to pull a couple more cards on this, but this is what I'm getting, and I don't want to forget it. And for the masculine side of the family, well, supposedly your fathers, what are you getting? Okay, you're sure we have a gift, and the gift here is about being carefree, okay, which is just like freedom, right? But this is different because it says carefree, but it's a card number 57. And 57 reduced to 12, and that is about the hangman, and that's about a different perspective. So you're going to show them a different perspective or a different way of asserting their freedom. Okay, so you can be carefree without being careless. Because this is about careless. You're not giving a fuck about anybody else except yourself, right? This independent conspiracy. But it's about being carefree, being yourself, asserting your uniqueness, but still being able to collaborate with others. And this is a gift that you've been given from the universe. Okay, so I'm going to pull a couple cards on these, and let's make sure those are the messages. but that's just what I'm getting, right? Okay, so you see, you're going to have some kind of solid commitment, some kind of solid foundation that's going to model, and it will represent a new start, a stable start, because 14 is about stability, right? That's about the stability and temperance, right? It's going to be a stable start, and it's going to shine like a light on this darkness that exists on that side of the family. Let me get another card. So there's some solid offer that you're meant, some solid relationship, some kind of solid commitment, some kind of new commitment that you're meant to get into. That's not just going to be a solid start for you, but it's also going to be an example to your family members, and it's going to show your family members as well what independence and real power looks like. And real power does not need to pull down others. You're confident in yourself, you're abundant, you're carefree, you have it all together, and you don't need to tear down anyone. In fact, what you can do now is, lend people a helping hand. You see, a hand is reaching out there, lend people a helping hand. So by your relationships, you're going to model a different example. And just by being you and how you conduct yourself in the material world is also going to shine a light on this darkness that exists on this side of the family. In terms of this side of the family, we have carefree. Right, you're going to bring this energy into balance. So you're going to show them, you're going to find this middle ground between being careless, not caring about anyone else, and being your unique self and still preserving and being able to collaborate with others but still preserving your unique self. You're going to bring this into balance. So there's a middle ground that you're going to demonstrate to them. So they can be independent, but they don't have to be fearful, because this, what we're seeing here, is toxic. So you are bringing balance to this toxic pattern here. Okay? Because these people here are afraid of being bound. On this side, they're afraid of being trapped. They're afraid of being bound. And that's why they act like that. It comes from a place of fear as well. It's a trust issue, but it's also a fear of being trapped as well. So you're bringing balance. You're balancing this. Carefree. You're the middle ground between carefree and being bound and trapped. Interesting. Okay, so that's what you're processing for your family. Let's see what Spirit wants you to focus on for yourself now. So that's your family drama. That's one mission. Let's see what's going on for yourself now. Going to get 4 cards. You take it as it resonates. All of them may not pertain to you. What does Spirit want you to focus on? All right. Misuse of spiritual gifts. Well, we got that last week. Okay? We got that last week with that sorceress that misused her power and cursed the earth. So we got that last week. So Spirit is saying you still need to work on this. Okay? All right? You're meant to use whatever spiritual gifts you had, whatever healing gifts you have, because it's a healing card. You're a healer. Right? Whatever healing gifts you have, you're meant to use appropriately in this lifetime. Well, that's a recurring message for us, right? What else we got here? We have nomadic childhood, and look at this carefree card, huh? Right? So those childhoods where there's no structure. You may have bounced around from place to place, or maybe the parents or parental guardians or the guardians or whoever. Maybe they just weren't stable. They were there, but they're not here. They're not there. You know what I mean, right? So maybe you had different caregivers, or they just weren't present. There's that you're meant to look at as well. That's something that you're meant to heal, and whatever abandonment wounds that may arise from that. We also have sexual abuse. This always comes off us as well. Okay, so there's something. Okay, so that could be something in this dysfunctional family on top here, because I think we got the message. Was it yesterday? yesterday or maybe the day before on my other channel where it talked about using sex as a weapon. I think it was yesterday in the extended, using sex as a weapon. So maybe in this family there's a lot of dark shit going on here, right? So it could be that in that power struggle, that fight for power, maybe there was some kind of sexual abuse because somebody wanted to feel powerful. So there is that you're healing as well. So if you know you need your talk therapy or whatever it is, you need to get it, because that's some heavy energies there. And then the last one, what would we have here? I knew it would come out. With that vision, it had to come out. Betrayal. Betrayal. So maybe somebody betrayed you, betrayed your heart, betrayed your confidences. It could have been a friend. It could have been a lover. Whoever it is. I told you those visions don't lie. So this is what you're processing as well. So it looks like that's definitely something that you've brought over from a past life. Okay? So you're looking at that. Right. So this is about, healing your heart, that heart healing there. So let me find out what gifts has Spirit given you to help you process all these things. Let's see what's going on. What have you gotten from the universe, Spirit, Source, ancestors? Whatever you resonate with. Everybody has their own beliefs, and on this channel we respect that. Or they may have the same beliefs, just on different levels, and that's quite all right, because your spiritual journey is going at the pace that is right for you, and it is guided by your higher self. So you don't have to rush. We have initiation. So there's some kind of rite of passage. There's some kind of upgrade that you've gotten. There's some kind of spiritual gift that they have given you. They have given you the gift of initiation. So whoever is tapping into this message here, you're definitely a healer. You're definitely a light worker. I mean, look how much light is behind her. You are being supported by the divine here. And it's all about you, because card number 63 reduced to 9, which is about the hermit. So that's somebody that's single, okay? And it's somebody that's independent. 9 is a vibration of the 9 of Cups and the 9 of Pentacles. That's somebody who is self-sufficient. They're emotionally self-sufficient as well. And it's somebody that's facing their fears. So we have this initiation here. So whether you know it or not, you are very powerful on your own. You don't need anyone else. You entered this world strong. And that's because you have these heavy energies to transmute. Let me pull a card on that. The initiation. So you came to this ready. You came to this battle ready. You are ready. Look, we have the Page of Cups in reverse. Okay, this is the initiation. You see, everything that you have been through in this life, it was all preparing you to do all this shit. Okay, because the Page of Cups in reverse, and I usually don't get that message, it talks about, a dysfunctional childhood. So it's a rough start. It's a rough start. And that rough start made you into the strong human being that you are today. Okay? Yeah. Maybe there were shadowy things that happened. Okay? Maybe you were misguided. Okay? But all this was to prepare you for this mission, or these missions that you have. Maybe you had your power taken away from you, whether it's through sexual abuse or whatever it is, right? All this made you a stronger human being because you learned to rely on yourself. Yeah, you learn to rely on yourself. Everything that you've been through, all the ways that people try to dominate you or whatever it is, it was all preparing you from this moment where you got this enlightenment, where you have this wisdom that you can use now to do what you're supposed to do. And it looks like you have a lot of work to do, huh? All right, so let me just ask them for any additional messages, and then I will get the last card of advice. But there's a lot to take in here today. Do you guys have any additional messages for the people who are watching this? Any additional messages? any additional messages? So we have the Magician in reverse. Okay, so what it's saying right now you're not standing in your full power. You ain't reached yet. You have not seen how powerful you are yet. That's what they're saying with this Magician in reverse. You are not standing in your full power yet. So we have Gemini and Virgo there. We have the Knight of Wands in reverse. They're asking you to focus. We have the Four of Swords in reverse. They want you to focus on your wounding, because that is where you're going to find the wisdom and the strength to do all the things that you're meant to do. And then we have the High Priestess in reverse. So again, I'm getting the message that you're not standing in your power. You're not standing in your divine masculine energy, which is this manifestor here. And you're not standing in your full power as the High Priestess either, and receiving all the messages that you're meant to receive from Spirit. But I'm also getting here that there are things, particularly from your childhood, that need to be spoken about, that you've not spoken about, or maybe you're now getting the opportunity to speak about. People who are narcissistic or manipulative, and people who were responsible for your initial woundedness. There are things that need to be spoken. There are things that need to be said. There are things that need to be dealt with. Whether you do that with a therapist, or you confront, and I use the word confront for want of a better word, whether you just talk about what happened to you, you speak your truth, there's things that need to be done before you balance these masculine and feminine energies within you. So let's get one last card of advice. So Spirit saying you're not standing in your full power yet. You haven't seen your highest potential. So they say focus on healing yourself, focus on your woundedness, focus on healing yourself, and that is going to bring you and your family and your families into balance. And that's when you're really going to see your full power. So what's the last card of advice? We have attraction. So from this, they're telling you, you are a master manifester. I don't think you know exactly how powerful you are, and you can manifest anything into your 3D reality. This is the power that they've given you. You were born for this. Okay, so they're saying you have to make sure and pay attention to what you're thinking about, because whatever you think about is going to manifest. So stay in high vibe. Okay, because right now your superpowers are on point. Anything you think about is going to come down to the 3D. Okay, all right guys, so those were your messages. I hope they helped you. They certainly have me thinking for sure. Okay, I hope they helped you, and thank you so much for your likes, shares, subscribes. Take care. Bye.